Wait. I was there. I was with you. I remember this now. It was one of the junior shows. It was one of the OCT shows. Yeah, and you were there. Okay. I remember pictures and everything were being posted. See, it just takes me a hot minute to catch up with everything. Lovely family, though. Every time we'd go over there, they were always super sweet and super nice.
Oh, thank you. Well, you guys have always been kind and welcoming to me, so thank you.
Stop it. We're not doing this niceness stuff.
You're not nice to me either.
I know. She's weird because she's always super nice, and it makes me uncomfortable. I don't know why she's so polite. It must be her upraising or something, but I'm always like, stop being so nice. Run into her once in a while when we're downtown just having coffees. And see her and her whole family there, and she's always like, I know that old guy. I'm actually going to say hi to him, and doesn't ignore me. So that's always nice. Miranda, I don't know you though. How long have you been doing stuff with the Rep?
I started with the Rep when I was in 3rd grade, and I did the math before coming. That was 17 years ago.
Wait. You started as a 3rd grade, so 8th grade, so as a performer then, obviously.
Yeah, I started with the Rep Ed camps, actually.
Oh, that's very cool.
I still have a book that we made at my first camp.
Nice
Thank
lead
you.
in.
Yeah,
That's what we're doing here on Stage Door, a theater podcast hosted by a couple of average guys. We have Ella and we have Miranda with the Toledo Rep, and we're actually going to be talking about exactly that. We're going to be talking about the cool summer camp stuff that they're doing. And you guys are running some of the camps, right? Is that what's going on?
Yes.
We are.
In unison. I loved it. So when I got a hold, I saw Ella post, actually. Ella made a post that you were doing the first camp, and so I reached out to you, and then Ella's like, well, I'm going to run it past the Rep first, and then I think that, not kidding, 20 minutes later, I got a message from Bonnie Herman, and she's like, okay, let me organize all this stuff, and she said, well, I want Miranda there, because Miranda's been doing it forever. You've been running these camps and doing this forever. How long have you been doing the camps there?
So I started in 3rd grade when I was in the camps.
Yes.
Then, I haven't been running it that long.
No.
And then when I was...
you would be the boss lady for sure.
I mean, I was a pretty bossy 3rd grader. I probably thought I could run the camps at that point. But no. When I was in high school, I started interning with the program. So as I was getting older and aging out, I just wouldn't leave, basically. And so they started letting me ease into teaching. And then as I got into... being a real grown-up. Then I started teaching the camps myself, and yeah.
That's funny, being a real grown-up. So what high school did you go to? You said you were in high school.
I went to TSA.
Oh, you went to TSA?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've heard of it.
I've heard of it, yeah. So you really were just living downtown the whole time then?
Pretty much, yeah. Couldn't get me out of downtown ever.
Okay. So when you started picking up the classes and started, not being a part of the classes, but when you started teaching the classes, what... how old were you then? You said you were an adult.
Yeah. So I think when I was 18-ish, when I started being in college, then I came back and was teaching one class a summer. I did a lot of the improv classes most recently. This year I'll be at all 3 weeks of camp, just sort of the consistent person because we've got a different teacher each week.
Are you running one of the age groups, or are you just overseeing all of them?
Just sort of everything. We have... We've been doing more with one bigger group or splitting in half, but not really by age as much as we have in the past. I think that we've been trying to get some of the younger kids more experience working with those older, more experienced kids. Yeah,
that's a good idea. Yeah. See how it's done.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Hey, this is how it's supposed to be done. And then Ella, is this your first year doing it?
This is my first year doing it. Although I'm very excited to be a part of this camp. I actually have attended the camps when I was younger, around 6 or 7 years old. So it's been very helpful for me in learning many great skills about theater. So
you were one of the babies also?
I was, yes.
What is the actual age group for these camps?
7 to 17.
7 to 17.
But they're not all mixed together. So that's what we're going to break apart here a little bit here. So first, let's talk about when the camp is. Do you know when the camp is? When are they starting? I know it's starting soon.
Our first week of camp is our musical theater week from June 23rd to 27th. And then our next one is July 14th to 18th. That's our improv week.
Improv week. Ooh.
Yes. And then our third camp of the summer is July 21st to 25th. That is our Explore a Story Theater.
And that's why we wanted you on. Now. Let's get you on now so we can make sure that people know about these camps so they can get all signed up and get in there. And where do you sign up for this stuff?
On the Rep website, ToledoRep.org.
ToledoRep.org. And Ella, you're one of the early birds, right? You're one of the first babies?
I am,
You're teaching
yes.
the baby classes?
I am teaching the first week focusing on musical theater. So that will include acting, dancing, and singing. So 3 things that I love a lot.
Isn't that the younger ones, though, too? Or am I wrong? Am I completely wrong on all this stuff? Please correct me if I am.
Every week is 7 to 17. So we have that whole age range the whole time.
Oh. Well, I didn't realize that. So you're going to have 7-year-olds and 17-year-olds possibly in your group, Ella?
But
I believe so. I think we are still just kind of trying to figure out, our whole age group and what our breakdown will be. But as soon as we get that figured out, we will, kind of attune it to the group and, what ages we have the most
I was going to say,
of.
that's a heck of a range. I mean, somebody who was 7, like how old were you when you started doing this?
I was about 6 or 7.
6 or 7.
Yes.
Okay. So 6 or 7, you weren't nearly as prepared as opposed when you were going into your senior year of high school.
Oh, it taught me a lot. It was extremely beneficial for me. I mean, theater you can apply the skills of theater to so many aspects of life, you know? So even if you're someone who, struggles speaking in front of people, whether it's for a class giving a speech or a wedding or anything like that, you can apply the skills that you learn at this camp to that.
I have a horrible time speaking.
Yeah, we know, Kyle. Is it normally that the kids that go to the first one also go to the second one, also go to the third one, or do they mix it up? Is it more beneficial to go to all 3, or is it more beneficial to
we see a little bit of both. We have some kids who will come back every week. They don't care what the theme is. They just want to be there all the time. Gotcha. We have some kids who pick and choose. That's why we try to do different camps. Like this year, we have those 3 themes. Sometimes we have like a tech camp or some other kind of camp. And so we'll have kids who are specifically interested in one area and they're like, I'm going to go to that specific week. We've seen both, but
okay, I already forgot what the 3 themes were: musical theater, improv
and explore a story theater. So it's
we need to know more about that one.
Yeah.
What is that?
So that last week of camp is our storytelling, playwriting kind of thing. So the kids will be making their own stories and shows to put on the stage for our Friday showcase. They'll be writing it themselves. I'm not sure yet, but I have to talk to the other teachers if we're going to do more like script writing or more like devising and like working it out step by step. We'll see kind of what that looks like.
Just like you said, though, like kids, though, I brought this up on the last podcast. These are like 17-year-olds, some of them. I wouldn't know. They're like young adults more than kids. So they're going to be driving themselves, some of these kids, some of these young adults.
Maybe. I'll be honest, we haven't had an actual 17-year-old in a couple years.
No, haven't you? Okay.
No,
so what are you going to be doing, Ella, exactly?
So I will cover acting, singing, and dancing. Mm-hmm. So overall, they will learn things like theater etiquette, theater words and terms, different stage directions and what they mean, plus blocking.
Why is that important? Why is any of that stuff important? You just said.
Because they will use that.
No, I'm curious. Like, I don't know. Like, why? What are stage words?
Oh, okay. So like, stage left. If a director tells you, come over here, stage left or stage right at this moment, or different things like that.
So the director's going to say this internal theater language.
Yes, that not everyone may know.
Because then as in me, I would stand there and he'd say stage left, and I'd be like,
and you would leave.
Yeah, I guess I'm lefting. Yeah, I'm lefting out of here. Yeah. Right. So that's what you're going to teach them, so that they can at least just understand the language of the environment that they're going to be in.
Yes.
That's like when I just got a brand new job, obviously, and they're using all these words out there, and I'm like, I don't know what an ODS and a nat sound and all. I don't know any of that stuff. So you're just making it so that they can at least function at least.
Yes, and understanding the language, as well as how to prepare for performances or auditions, mm-hmm. and how to use your voice for different roles, different auditions, different.
What's that mean?
Scenarios.
I don't know. Use your voice.
So, for example, if you have a character that needs to have an accent, how to apply that accent, and as well as mannerisms of your character, and really, our whole point is to tell a story. We're storytellers, and so. In order to embody your character and really think about, how would my character react to this? How physically would they walk, or how would they do their eyes or do their voice or different things like that.
Wow, you got a big job. That's a big job already. So you're telling them basically the foundation language for theater, and you're building up who they are as characters on stage. So
yes, character development.
Yeah, so if you're going to be Oliver Twist, then you need to be, a little poor, pathetic British boy. You can't just be
and
me.
Hungry.
And hungry. Yeah, you can't just be me. You have to embody this, please, sir, could I have some? You need to do that, but better than I just did it. Better than I did with a nice British accent. Yeah, with a British Cockney accent. So do you have stuff planned out for them, I assume then?
I think I look forward to hearing about what ages will be attending the camp session so that I can tailor some of the things to those age groups.
That's a good point. So when do you think you're going to find all that stuff out, Miranda? When are you going to find out, a collection of people? Do you have a general idea as, from year to year, how many people show up?
Yeah, we usually have about a dozen kids, and we tend to be on more of the younger range of our age group. So we'll have 7, 8, up to 12, 14. Like I said, we haven't had any of the oldest kids in a few years. I'd love to see them come back, even if it's more in like an interning capacity, like I did in high school, where they were like helping run the camps. I would love to see that too. But yeah, for now, we've been having more of our 7 to 14-ish range of kids and about a dozen.
Nice. And only about a dozen, so they're really going to get some intense one-on-one work.
Yes.
Unless all of a sudden this podcast gives you more than that.
We would love that. Yes. Bring me back to having 30 kids. I miss it.
Wow, were that 30 kids at one point in
30,
time?
40. We used to have like...
Wow.
It was pre-COVID. I mean...
Yeah.
You know.
Gotcha.
Well, still, I mean, we're way post-COVID at this point in time, so we need to get the rep back.
It's time to go back.
Absolutely. What's going on here, people? Let's get them all signed up. Are the sign-ups open right now then?
They are. They're on the website. Anyone can sign up anytime.
Okay, so ToledoRep.org. Go and sign up. Get those things all in there. And because this thing's happening in just June, like in 2 weeks.
I mean, if they show up at the camp, we can get them registered day of too. Like,
Really?
Nice.
come join us, please.
And the camps are located at the Rep?
At the Rep Theater, yes.
Okay, so
Yep.
I could just drop
Downtown
my kid off
folks.
if I wanted.
I mean,
Well, not
come
my
in,
kid.
come in, and like sign them up and sign the paperwork, of course. But yeah,
Because my kid's 21,
Yes, please
so he
come in
doesn't
the-
qualify anymore. So it's funny, he just got his actual license in the mail because he's in New York and he mailed it back and they lost it. So he's been without a real license for months now. So he came in the mail and then he just went and bought wine. So he's like, yes, I get to actually use my real ID for a change. So anyway.
No, I just want to know more about, teach us something. You know, I'm 7. I act it. Teach me something. What's something you can show me?
So we can go through different exercises. For example, like we can go through different singing exercises to warm up your voice and kind of just learn how to use your own voice as well as
I
to
don't
make-
sing. I'm a drummer. They won't
Okay.
even put the microphone near me.
So
So
then we could switch to character development. So
that
we
can
can
do, 'cause
talk about
there's a
the
couple of characters right in this room.
They need to be developed, I agree.
Probably.
So we can discuss the subtext of your character, for example, in a song or in a monologue, perhaps. And, I can guide you through questions of, what is your character thinking in this moment? What are they feeling?
Am I
and
creating the
how
character, or are you kind of giving me an idea of the character?
You would receive the character,
Oh, I
a
gotcha.
monologue, a scene, a song, whatever it may be, and really learn how to think, what is my character feeling in this moment, as well as how can I display that? How can I illustrate that with my voice, my gestures, my mannerisms, and thinking of that subtext as well to tell a story, not only what you are saying, but what is the meaning behind what you are saying and how to convey that.
Gotcha. So he's Gomez Adams, okay?
Perfect.
So you got to tell him how he would be as Gomez Adams, or he has to figure it out himself.
I'd love to see him try it first,
Yeah,
and then we can give
okay.
some pointers.
Well,
Yes.
speak
Okay.
French and I'll show you. No, I'm just kidding.
See, he's already into it.
I'll
He's
lead
already
an
got
arm.
the character development going on here. So that would be the first thing you do is you try and encourage them to think about it on their own.
Personally, me, yeah, I love to see what the kids can come up with before I give them direction. I think
That makes
that's
sense.
just. Like I said, I taught the improv classes a lot. So
That makes sense too. If you're an
Right.
improver person, it's like, let's see what you do. Yeah. and
yeah,
see-
but I love their creativity. The
Right.
kids will do things I would never have thought of, and so I love to help them build their own ideas more so than just tell them like how you do that.
That makes sense.
Right.
That's I love that idea. So he could come out and have a totally different Gomez Adams, and you're like, actually, that kind of rocks. I like what you're doing there.
Exactly.
And then then I assume help guide him a little bit on some of the stuff. Just
Yes.
be like, hey, Gomez, you're really, really in love with your wife more than anything else in the world. She means everything to you. Then how would you feel then? And then let him. Is that kind of how it works?
Exactly, you got it.
All right, I could be a teacher at this rep thing too. So you said you were going to start with singing though. Is that something that would be a normal thing during the week? Like every day we're going to sit down, do our stretches or something? I mean, what would you think?
We'll cover all the things. So we'll do singing, acting, and dancing.
Oh boy.
And so, yeah, we will see a lot of it kind of does depend on, what age range we get. Because I personally, although we'll have an overall, general beneficial plan figured out, but I also want to make it beneficial for the individual. So, it kind of depends on what age.
Yeah,
you
and a
are.
friendly, welcoming space. I
Yes,
imagine.
exactly.
Right. I
And
mean,
that-
they're all going to come in and not maybe know each other. And you're not going to hand them a bunch of swords and say, "Fight it out," are you?
No, but we have done stage fighting at some of our other camps.
Okay.
So not this year.
Nerf. We use Nerf.
Not actual fight. Hey, who's going to be my favorite one of you kids? You're not going to do that to them, right? Yeah.
No.
Get to work. Are you going to have some sort of like duck, goose to make them friendly or anything like that?
I mean, on the first day, yeah, we do start with some like
Icebreakers.
introductory
Yes.
I
icebreakers.
would hope
Exactly.
so.
Yeah.
Little safety falls, that kind of thing. Trust falls.
How long is each camp?
So
good question.
It's 9 to 3, Monday to Friday, and then
It's all day. I like that.
yeah, and then on Friday at 3:30 we have a showcase each week. So parents are able to come and see what their kids have been working on. We'll have for our musical theater one, of course, a song, dance, scene sort of thing. Improv is an improvised show, and the Explorer Story Theater that will put on the show that they have put together themselves that they've written. So
Oh, they actually write that?
Yeah,
part?
that last one, they
They're going to produce and act in an original show that they did.
exactly.
Oh,
Cool.
that's really cool.
All right, I'm a parent with a 8-year-old kid at home who's thinking about doing something like this. Tell me why you should. Tell me why I should talk my kid into doing this, or make it so I'm okay with having my kid do this.
Personally, as someone who attended these camps when I was younger, for me, being involved in this camp allows me to give back and have a positive impact on other young performers. And, these are skills that you can take to anything, as I mentioned earlier, whether you're giving a speech or anything, or to help with your own personal confidence, just speaking in front of people and
A job interview.
to meet other people, a job interview, So I would highly recommend this camp. I absolutely loved it, and I'm very grateful to be on this side of it, to be able to, be on this side of the camp and give them the skills that I was given.
Do you deal with stage fright at all?
I think we've seen a little bit of it, but we really try to take those hesitant kids and give them what they're comfortable with.
Oh.
So if you've got a kid who wants to be a star, 7 years old, precocious, that kid might be front and center. And then if you have her 12-year-old brother who's not sure he wants to be there, maybe he'll be in the back row, or he'll help with something techie more. So we'll try to fit the camp to what the kid needs.
Gotcha.
Very cool.
Yeah, there's a reason I'm in the back of the band.
In the drum set?
The drum set, hiding behind
You don't wanna be
everybody.
the star of the show?
I don't want to be out in front.
I didn't even know drums were in a band. That's where I feel. I want to be right in the front, baby. All about me. So, well, this is very cool. So, again, we want to make sure everybody comes out and signs up, and we have to hurry up and do this. What else you guys want to say about the camp? I don't want to cut you off, obviously. But I feel like we're really trying to make sure that kids are feeling as though they're in a safe place, a fun place, an encouraging place that they can come to, and the parents will be able to drop them off and have just a great time. I mean, it's all day. This is like a boot camp more than a camp.
It is, yeah.
It'll be lots of fun. So come join us. Highly recommend.
My favorite thing about camp is watching the kids from Monday to Friday. Like on Monday at lunchtime, every single kid's by themselves, and they're sort of nervous to be here, and they're not sure what they're getting into. And by Friday, they're all in one big group, singing and dancing and having a blast, and so pumped for their showcase.
Good.
I love to see how much the kids not just grow as performers, but also just grow in their friendships.
Yeah,
I think that's so sweet. One of my best friends that I am literally planning to hang out with after I leave here, she and I met at Rep Ed forever ago. Those friendships stay, and I think that's beautiful.
When you were 8 years old?
Literally, yes.
That's amazing. Wow. That is so cool. I was going to ask you that too. What were some of the fun memories you had when you went to all these things? But you made a best friend. That's a really great thing.
Yeah. It was funny. We were in high school. We had been friends every summer, and then in high school we were both what if we just made plans to hang out during the school year? Wouldn't that be cool? No. But yeah, so...
Cool. Yeah, it'll be learning theater in a fun environment, and then applying what you learned, as well as just having fun together.
Making friends,
exactly.
Being around like-minded people who want to be together and just be in theater and have fun.
Yes.
Like you said, it's it's not going to be anything crazy and stressful because you're all going to be the same kind of kids. Mm-hmm. There's no reason to be nervous. One of the best things about theater, in my opinion, is the family part of it.
Yes.
Everybody gets together, they all enjoy the same thing, and maybe you go to certain schools where it's not as encouraged at that school, and so you get 2 kids from that school and 1 kid from this school and 1 kid from that school. Next thing you know, you got 14 different schools all represented, and you can look around and see people that are on the same wavelength as you and think, oh, look how cool this is. There are other people that love this crap just like I do. So
Crap.
Maybe that was the wrong word.
Yeah, big time wrong word.
I was doing so good, and then I threw crap in there.
And fell back to Kyle.
Well, I just want to thank you guys for coming on. And again, I hope everybody signs up and does all this. So thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.